What if the hardest season of your life wasn't the end of your story, but the season that was teaching you how to become someone you had never needed to be before? Sometimes life doesn't break us. Sometimes life reveals us. And sometimes what feels like everything is falling apart is actually an invitation to rebuild differently. Welcome to the Medicine Path, where we explore the intersection between modern medicine and ancient wisdom. I'm Moncho, a licensed massage therapist, registered nurse, Reiki master, and shamanic practitioner trained in the Peruvian tradition. And today is Spiritual Reflection Sunday. Let's talk about the hidden lessons behind life's most difficult seasons. There are seasons in life that we would never willingly choose, right? Grief, loss, betrayal, illness, loneliness, starting over, and sometimes you can do everything right and still find yourself standing in the middle of a storm. But here's something that I've learned. A difficult season does not automatically mean that you are on the wrong path. Sometimes the path itself is changing. One of the hidden lessons difficult seasons can teach us is discernment. You begin to recognize the difference between what you truly want and what you were taught to want. You learn that not every relationship deserves unlimited access to you. Not every opportunity is meant for you, and not everything you lose needs to be recovered. Sometimes loss creates the space for clarity. Another lesson is self-trust. When everything around you feels uncertain, you are forced to listen more deeply to yourself, right? That quiet voice, that feeling in your body, that inner knowing that you may have ignored because you were too busy trying to keep everyone else comfortable. Difficult seasons can teach you, I can trust myself again. Not because you always know what will happen, but because you know you can meet whatever happens. And there's a profound difference between those two things. Sometimes the lesson is boundaries. You realize that being loving doesn't mean being endlessly available. Forgiving someone doesn't mean giving them the same access to you. And having compassion for someone doesn't require abandoning yourself. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can say is, I love you, but I cannot continue hurting myself to prove it. And then there's the lesson of impermanence. The painful season will change. The beautiful season will change too, and nothing stays exactly as it is. Ancient wisdom traditions have understood this for thousands of years. Life moves in cycles, right? Birth, death, rest, renewal, beginning, ending, and then beginning again. So when you're in a difficult season, remember, this is a chapter. This is not the entire book. And perhaps the deepest lesson of all is that you don't have to understand everything that happened to you in order to grow beyond it. You may never get the apology that you want. You may never get the explanation that you need. You may never understand why something happened the way that it did or when it did. But healing doesn't always require an answer. Sometimes healing begins when you stop asking, why did this happen to me? And gently begin asking yourself, what do I need now? That question can change everything. So if you're walking through a difficult season right now, please don't measure your life by this moment. You are not behind, you are not broken, you are not failing simply because life looks different than you imagined. You may simply be in a season of becoming. And sometimes becoming requires releasing the version of yourself that was built to survive, so you can discover the version of yourself that is ready to live. Your difficult season may be part of your story, but it doesn't get to define your whole story. Take what the season has taught you. Leave behind what was never yours to carry and keep walking, because sometimes the wisdom you're looking for isn't waiting somewhere ahead of you. It's already being formed inside of you. This is the Medicine Path. Until next time, remember your healing is a journey, your wisdom is medicine, and your path is uniquely your own. Take care of your body, honor your spirit, and be gentle with yourself along the way.